If my sister acted the way the main character does in this show, I think I'd take her around the back and shoot her. Wow, that was quite the dark opening, wasn't it? Let's try that again. This show makes me want to find the nearest kitchen utensil, and then locate the nearest plug socket, so that I will never have to look at this orange football ever again. If you can't yet tell from my terrible jokes, I really do not like this show. What started off as a harmless comedy with some fun little jokes, stays as such throughout the entire show, with no character growth while repeating the same gag over and over again. When this anime was airing last year, there was no escaping the orange tic-tac, since she was used for every single reaction image and posted on every fucking website forum. She was everywhere, and unfortunately is still around even now. Every Comic-Con I go to, not only am I surrounded by about 20 overweight Narutos, 72 Rems, and 600 Deadpools, but also about a million fucking Umarus. As far as the eye can see, all I witness is a shitty waifu. Even in my porn, this annoying sister is beginning to show up, and that creeps me out. Plot of this anime is pretty paper thin, and the trust of each scenario and joke is centered around the little sister character being an absolute cunt to her big brother, teaching kids everywhere that it's fine to throw a tantrum and cry if you don't get your own way, just to get your pussy of another brother to go buy you some potato chips and some cola. Rinse and repeat every goddamn episode. Umaru as a character is both selfish and annoying in her lifestyle. She has two sides to her life, one in which she is a model student at her school, and one in which she shrinks down and becomes the useless slob that she is at heart. While this can provide some comedy for the show, most of the comedy is derivative of Umaru trying to get her own way, or simply watching her play games and eating food. Every single episode without fail. Umaru's main problem is that she doesn't grow as a character in the slightest. She stays exactly the same throughout the entire show, and the fact that the show hints at her realizing that she's a little too selfish is a kick in the balls to the audience, and she devolves back into the cunt that she is. Many little sisters have the same problem in anime. Take for example Kirino, from the anime My Little Sister Can't Possibly Be This Much of a Giant Cunt. She too is a selfish prick, and never changes in her narrative. But to be fair, Umaru is not as much of a bitch as she is. She's just annoying. Umaru, in a way, glorifies the lazy and self-entitled lifestyle that some kids are living today. You can call me cynical, and perhaps I am for thinking about the show in its nature, but the entire show comes across that being a worthless member of society is okay, as long as you can get someone to buy you shit, while you remain a selfish asshole. The older brother is a character whom I want to reach through the computer screen and slap in the face. As someone who has 3 little sisters myself, one of which is about the same age as Umaru herself, I feel embarrassed by how much of a pussy he is. He never actually stands up for himself or tries to make Umaru see the error of her ways. He's just there and that's it. He's the butt of every joke and does nothing. In terms of the supporting cast, they're a bit more lively and interesting and have more in the way of comedy. I liked Ebina the most, especially her boobs. Yes, it's shallow, but if the show is this shallow, I might as well be shallow as well. The comedy is kind of hit or miss for me. While there are some moments in the show that I felt were generally well executed, there were plenty in which I couldn't care for, and most of the time, the writers constantly repeat jokes throughout the entirety of the anime. The narrative is pretty bare bones, and I'm not expecting anything remarkable out of a slice of life show story, but when the cast is this boring, and the comedy is this stale, I lose interest fast. The music was okay, at best, but the wooden flute got annoying really quickly. The animation and art design was alright and does the job and is decent, but it's nothing remarkable as a whole either. Overall, Umaru is a show with weak comedy, and one of the worst main characters I have ever seen. Umaru was just too much of a dick for me to enjoy myself properly with this show, and every time she was on screen I wanted to punch her through the monitor. One may argue that I am taking this show too seriously, and that I should enjoy it for what it is. That's fine. But the show's comedy is so awful that I find it impossible to do this. If you want to learn how to be the ultimate useless member of society, then watch this show. Awaken the Umaru in you. Oni-chan!